we pump those profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is your boy ExtrmWill here with Extreme Tech. Let's take a real quick look at my salad earnings. We're up to 26 machines now. I guess hand motions that don't matter. Hopefully it doesn't show. 26. So pretty happy with all of it right now. Let's get into it here and take a look. So you can see over the last several days, it's been real solid. This is still the last 24 hours. But it's been really solidly between the 30 to 40 cents. So I guess right now it's at 26.7, so I'm probably at a little bit of a low point is what it's showing. But that should be all right. I mean, you can see it's been running pretty consistently. This is, I mean, the last 4 days are definitely the most consistent I remember seeing it running since I've been in here. A lot of it, though, I figured, kind of like with crypto mining, like once you hit a certain number of GPUs, I think it does get more consistent. I think if you're running on like 1 or 2 GPUs, it's not as consistent necessarily as you'd like it to be. I mean, some stuff runs real consistent, some stuff runs, I guess, a little less consistent. It depends what you're mining. But like once you add more cards on, I feel like it gets more consistent. So. But with this, these are all individual machines. I have a couple videos where we go out in the garage. Maybe I need to do a new one when we get out in the garage and show what's going on out there. But this shows like the actual, this video is the earnings one, so this is the one I think more people care about and kind of break down what's in the machines better in these. So if we go to the last 7 days, you can see these are pretty consistent. So yesterday I made, yesterday I made 28.23. Day before that I made 27.27. Day before that I made 29.83. Day before that I made 30.2. I think this is about where it started to even out, because then before that I was making 20.78. So like on that day I would see there would be spikes where I would be making, I'd make 30 to 45 cents one 15-minute block, and then the next 15-minute block I'd be making 10 to 15 cents, and the next block I'd be making 10 to 15 cents, and the next block I'd be making 30 to 40 cents. And the earnings were just all over the place. A lot of real small, inconsistent jobs, but now it looks like I'm on a lot more bigger container jobs. Not necessarily bigger container jobs. We'll see that when we get into the actual earnings. One thing I thought was weird too, look, yesterday it says I made 28.23, and then we go to the 30-day. No, now it says I made the same thing. I was checking this the other day. Yeah, no, now they look like they're the same. I was checking this a couple days ago. These numbers weren't lining up, and I wasn't really quite sure why. I wonder maybe it was just the last 24 hours in that number. I don't remember what I saw. It didn't line up. I thought when I looked at it, when we did the last video, I thought the 7-day didn't match up with the 30-day. But you can see here, it's sometimes the earnings aren't as good. I've had as low as $14.39, but I've had as much. This was still under 18 machines about a month ago. With 18 machines, I was making about $38 a day. And then literally right here where it drops down to 32 is where I decided to add 2 more machines on. Well, I didn't decide to add 2 more. The parts were in the mail. So, so the parts were in the mail. And when I went, I thought for sure when I broke that 20 machine mark, I'm like, I'm going to break $40 a day on this. This is going to be amazing. And as I have 8 more machines. I'm still making less than I was then, so there are still some scaling issues with Salad. It'll be nice if some of that can get fixed, but we'll see what happens. Overall, I'd say, just $30 range. I'm pretty happy with the $30 range, so when we're down here, we're down like the $14 to $20 range. Then I start panicking, trying to do research, trying to see is there anything else I can do, like to... Is there like another AI rental service I can start trying to use? And I don't know if there's another one yet that's as easy to use as this is. So overall, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. You know, right now it's going pretty consistent. It's gone pretty consistent the last 4 days, so hopefully it stays this way. If it gets can get a little bit better, a little bit better by a little bit better, that's always good. So we'll see what happens with it. In here, we have 26 machines. I have them all listed in order of cores. So the first two are 20 cores. The next one is 16. And then I've got a whole bunch of 12-core X99 boards with a 12-core processor. And then I've got 4 8-cores. These are all PCs then. So I have 4 8-core PCs, 5 6-cores, and 3 4-core PCs. So when we get down to those, we'll get down to them. I can only have 20 open at a time before Chrome Remote Desktop starts throwing a fit. So I can only have half of them open right now. So if we take a look, we start with the 20 cores, 96 gigabytes of memory, RTX 4090. This one is doing $2.50 right now, so it's significantly under earning. I believe all of this one can do $7. I believe a vast majority of these are running, but they're all running on smaller jobs. So I mean, I guess I'm happier that they're running as opposed to not running. But I don't think any of my 40 series or my 3090s right now are doing like the bigger container jobs. So we'll see that as we go through here. So this is my next 20 core. I was supposed to have 3 of these originally, so I tried putting different cards on them. So my 4070 Ti on here is currently not doing a job at all. 96 gigabytes of memory and a 20 core. I was supposed to have 3 of these, but the one of the 3 chips I got in didn't work. So I only wound up with 2 of them. So that's why we start at machine 2 and then go to machine 3. Because machine 1, I never got that one up and working. So then we'll go here, Skynet. This is my old office PC that was sitting in my office until I was like, well, I don't know if me checking my email on this is messing up its ability to chop and get jobs, because it's a 3090. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen the 3090s really be that good on Salad. Like, all of my research, the 3090 should be super amazing on Salad, but it just, I don't know if there's just too many 3090s on the system, but they just don't appear to be rented out that much. So I have 64 gigabytes of memory in this. It's 3090. This machine should be doing, or could be doing, as good as $5 a day. Right now it's doing $1.68, which is better than calculating, because I've seen days where I haven't had any of my 5 3090s running, where they've all been calculating. So I will take them at $1.70 over being calculating every day of the week. As I said before, earlier in the video, my electric is about 20 cents per day per machine. So like the 3090 might actually be 25 cents, but my average is 20 cents. So you take from that what you will. So it's still being profitable. Let's see, so this next one here, this should be a 4090, 96 gigabytes of memory. I had 128 gigabytes of memory in most of these, and then Salad team came through and said that they don't have anything set to take more than 40, but as you can see, this is still set for 40, and those 40, there's some kind of error in the machine, or in the settings, in the script, where it can bloat out. So more memory is a little bit better. I think 96 seems to be a pretty sweet spot, because I wouldn't want to be at 64 now and then risk dropping the job because of some kind of weird error. That's not my fault. I don't think it would penalize me if it drops from that, but I'd rather still have the work and have that little bit extra. I feel like I'm a little bit future-proof too, so if they do come in and if they fix the bloating problem and they go, okay, now you can have up to, 64 or 70 memory, I feel like I'm a little bit better off. So I have 96, I think on all these except for Skynet and the brand new one I just added. So here you go. We're on another 12 core, 96 memory, RTX 4090. Oh, this one's doing nothing. That's always kind of heartbreaking. See, that last 4090 was doing what? 260? Yeah. So the 4090s can make up to $7. $7 is pretty common. I've had all three of my 4090s doing $7 at one point in time. So, I mean, it's pretty cool when they do. It's part of the reason I expanded everything out as much as I did, because I just assumed, oh yeah, obviously they want these 4090s with a lot of cores and a lot of memory, so if I keep all those up, that'll be easy money, and then everything else will just, you know, be whatever on top. So seems weird to me that my 4090s aren't running better or more consistently, but whatever. That should be what's most in demand. So here we go. I got a 4070, you know, 12 cores, 96 gigabytes of memory, 4070. Just calculating. Boo. Most of these, the 40 series cards, everything between 10 gigabytes of VRAM to under like 20. I don't know exactly what all the cards have for the VRAM. But most of them, they'll do between like $4.50 to $5 is pretty common. So I don't know what the 4060 or the 8-core 4060 Ti would do, because I don't have any interest in trying to buy one of those. Those cards seem like they're completely useless. So I don't know what those ones would do specifically, but it seems like the vast majority, I mean, everything basically other than the 4090, the 4060, and the smaller 4060 Ti for the 40 series cards. That basically, and you can throw the 3090 in there too. They basically all do like $3.50 to $4. Let's see. So 12 core, 96 memory, 4060 Ti. Oh, not doing anything. Ooh. I have another video too on this WXL file, why I have this up, and what to do if this appears to freeze. If it's frozen for more than like 24 hours or 48 hours, I got a video on what to do if it breaks. Right now, I think what I've seen the last 2 days, it looks like almost everything I have has been running and has had a job, so I'm not too worried about it. When things start going over like that, you know, the 2-day range, 48 hours without getting a job, then I'm worried about checking it. But right now I'm not too worried about it, because I think everything has been running. So this one only has 64 memory, another 12 core, RTX 3090 is doing $1.63. And it's better than it not running at all. I mean, how many days I've had where all 5 of my 3090s aren't running at all. I'll take the smaller job over that, but it is kind of crazy, because we'll see later, like I'm sure I have 3070s and 3080s and 3060s that are making more money right now than my 3090s, and maybe even my 4090s are. How much was that 4090 making? No, that 4090 is over $2. Is this 4090 over $2? That 4090 is over $2, and that one's not running at all. Let's see, where was I here? Probably right here. Yeah. So earnings on this right now are definitely being interesting. So this one's 64 memory. This is a 3080 on one of the 12 core boards. This is doing $1.91. My not cores. Like 10 gigabytes of VRAM, 3080 cards tend to be doing pretty decent for me. I felt a little sad because I did trade the one in, but they've been pretty solid earners for me, you know, earning like that $1.80. You know, $1.70 to $1.80. So let's go here. Then we are at 96 gigabytes of memory, 12 cores, RTX 3090. This is doing $1.62. Again, it could be doing up to like $5, but making anything is better than making nothing. Here's my new machine that I just started last night. I don't know for sure if this one's actually working. I came in this morning, it was shut off. I had a real hard time trying to get it started. I don't know. I don't have the board down here. I guess I already brought it upstairs. I don't know what it is about these boards. The last couple I got from BCPC shop, just real shaky kind of working. The ones I got off Amazon, I haven't had a single issue with any of them. But I think he got a little bit of a bad run there, and I don't know what's wrong with him. This one won't let me put more than 64 memory in it, so I was like, okay, if I can just put 64 memory in it and just have it up and running and working, I'll make my peace with that. But when I turned everything on, this one was off. But this is the card I just traded in. I just traded in my a 3080. I traded in at the beginning of last week, and I already got the new one in. I think I've got to wait like another 2 weeks for the to get credited through the new egg trade-in system. I'm gonna make a video on that probably. Try to do that later today. So yeah, I'm still not sure if this board is actually working correctly, because when I came on today or this morning, it was off. So I gotta double check that still. Keep an eye on that, make sure it's working. I know I'm definitely annoyed that I can't put more than 64 memory on it too, but that is my last one of the server boards. So now we will start getting into the 8-core machines. So this is a i7, 8 cores, 32 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3060. Oh, this one's just calculating. With the 32 gigabytes of memory, I want to say this can make, between like that $1.50, actually, yeah, between like that $1.50 to $1.90 kind of range is about where it should be. I have seen some smaller jobs more recently. I don't know where all these like $1.30 and $1.40 jobs came from. I mean, I'm happy they added jobs in. So, because like these were for a long time, these were like $1.50 to $1.70 jobs. But, I mean, I'll literally, a job is a job right now. So, I mean, working is better than calculating. So, here's another. It's an i7, 8-core, 64 gigabytes of memory, 3070 Ti. Right now it's on about $1.40 a day. It's not too bad. I mean, if it was running a little better. I've seen this machine, or I don't know if it's necessarily, I don't know if it's this 3070 Ti or if it's my other 3070 Ti, but I've seen one of my 3070 Ti's with 64 gigabytes of memory. I've seen it do up to like $2.40 a day. I haven't seen it go higher than that, but I have seen it go up to $2.40 a day for what it's been making, if it gets that kind of job. Let's see, so we have another i7, 8-core, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3070. This one's the one $1.24 a day. Another one of these, like, I don't know where these new jobs came from that are cheaper, but I'm happier that there's jobs in there, period, so I will take jobs. So we have Ryzen 7, 8-core, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3070 was the one $1.76. So that's pretty nice. That's, I think that's right up there right now with what a lot of my 3090s are making right now. But so it's not too bad. 3070s can get work. I think they have to sit on there for about a week in order to get the reliability score up high enough. But that can do work. So when I originally started this, I thought they couldn't get any work because that's kind of what I heard. It wasn't even worth trying to put them on. If that's your only card, like you might be, it might be kind of like good luck. But if you're running a lot like I am, where if one or two machines are calculating or 10 of your machines are calculating, right now I'm at a spot where I wouldn't be shocked any given point in time if I have, almost 15 to 18 machines just calculating. So, $1.84 from a 3070, that's not too bad. So that ends the first sets. Let's so then let's get into the 6 cores. I've got to open these a little bit slower because Chrome Remote Desktop does not like the fact that I have more than 20 machines hooked up to it. I don't think it's designed to be running your operations at kind of scale like this. I guess if I open these all up one at a time individually and we went through them like that, it probably would like it a little bit better, but I think that would take forever. So, okay, so we are into i5, 6-core, 32 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3060 Ti, calculating. These 3060 cards, from what I've seen, everything other than the 3090 kind of looks like it'll do between like that $1.20 with 32 gigabyte. All the 30 series cards other than the 3090 with 32 gigabytes of memory. I mean, even with 16 gigabytes of memory, should do between like $1.50 or $1.20 and $2. It looks like at the 32 gigabytes of memory, I don't think you can actually make any more money, but I think you're more likely to get a job because there's just more jobs than that it can get. So it's less likely to be calculating. And then when you go to 64 gigabytes of memory, it looks like sometimes you can make a little bit more if there are jobs for that. But with the 64 gigabytes of memory over the 32, again, you're just more likely to pick up a job. So you got to kind of equate that in when you're looking at upgrading. I should probably do another video on that too. I break down the memory usage and how that affects making stuff. Make a note of that. I could probably make a small 5-minute video on that. Kind of break that concept down. Let's see, that one was just calculating. So let's get to this next one here. This is i5, 6-core, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3060, $2.16. Yes. So as I was just saying, if it has that 64 gigabytes of memory, it can make that little bit more. I think this can make up to $2.40 with that higher memory. So this seems to be pretty decent. We'll definitely take this $2.16. That's more than a vast majority of my other machines are making that are way more expensive. I think when you get into like this lower end stuff, you see some stuff with Salad that gets real interesting. That's kind of frustrating a little bit from my end because like I want to have all of like the best machines I can possibly have, but you see like how many of my best machines possible are just idle and calculating, and then you get down here and I have machines that are nowhere near as good, that are significantly like, I don't know if it's necessarily older. This is technically this may be newer than some of those other things that I'm running, but you know, still like we have like an older graphics card and you know, half as many cores, and it's making more money. Some of this AI learning stuff can be kind of interesting coming from crypto, where it's not as linear as you would expect, because a lot of it is random too. It's what did the customer order exactly, and how can you get it? I've been trying to watch more of Salad's videos from the other end of it, but I don't really understand well, I guess I'm trying to learn and understand the other end of it a lot more, so I can better understand this end. So we're still in the 6 cores, the 64 gigabytes of memory, 3070 Ti. Oh, nothing. Just calculating. 3070. This one was running a job last night. Oh, it's not running it anymore. Because this one is one too. This one's kind of weird to see. Like, this one, I keep constantly getting no matter what GPU I have in there, it keeps giving me the not enough or degraded VRAM on the GPU. I don't know really what I need to do to fix it. I've changed the GPU several times. I've reinstalled Salad on here probably like 4 times. I've done the driver more times than I can count. So it's definitely interesting. But I was running a job last night. I was pretty happy about that. I thought I'd still be running a job now, but I guess not. So let's get in here to this one. Let's see. Ryzen 5, 6 core, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3060, just calculating. Haven't seen this one pick up a job in quite a couple days either. I think it was on a job yesterday when I looked, though. I think it was on like a 10-cent job, though. It wasn't on like a big one. But this is a really old i7. This is like a 10-year-old i7, 4 cores. So we're into my 4-core machines now. It's running 16 gigabytes of DDR3 and an RTX 3060 where the video output on it is broken. I don't know if the video output on this, I don't think the HDMI or the DisplayPort work on this one. But the card is still chopping and working just fine. So, wish it had a job, but it doesn't. I wish everything on here that I was calculating still had a job. So now we are on a i3, 4-core, 64 gigabytes of memory, RTX 3070, doing $1.86 a day. Not too shabby for a card where I guess I literally just expect the 3070s to always be calculating. So if my 3070s are working, like right now, percentage-wise, my 3070s probably might be running more jobs right now than my 3090s. My 43070s might be out earning my 53090s. Salad is weird. And then we've got another 3080. I feel certain this one's going to be running a job. 32 gigabytes of memory, i4, 4 cores, i3, 4 cores, 3080, doing $1.74 a day. So, yeah, that's it. I'm sure I definitely went, oh wow, I'm way shorter than I thought I was going to be. I thought with all that extra blabbering in there, it was going to be way more. Overall, it's at $30. Yeah, I think I really should have done the video. Let's see, I wanted to do the video last night. I guess it was only running like a little bit higher. I had a couple more machines running when I looked last night, and I was like, I'll do the video, and then maybe I looked here. I must have looked up here. I was like, I'm going to do a video, and then I went and watched another movie with my wife or whatever, and then started getting too tired. I'm at a little bit of a smaller thing, so I have a little bit less running right now than I had, but when I looked before, it was kind of a lot of the same thing of what we saw. Like 1 or 2 more machines were running, but it was a lot of $1.50 jobs. Everything was running like $1.50 jobs. I think right now everything is running $1.50 jobs. Like, it's awesome that it's really consistent. It looks like they got more working. But it is all like $1.50. I don't have any of those big containers where it's like really crushing and killing it, but it is all running consistent. A lot of it does look like it is running. I don't have anywhere near as much of it at calculating as I did in the past. So earnings are what they are. Not too bad. I mean, as I said in the last video, I mean, even if they doubled the amount of work, I'd still be like, oh, it could be a little bit better. Because even right now, I'm like, oh, it's nice that I'm running these smaller containers, but I wish I was running all bigger containers. So, it looks a little bit better than it has, though. I mean, for me personally, for the last 4 days, I want to say, it definitely looks better than it had looked for, the previous 10. So, if it gets back to looking better, well, that's weird that I'm not. I thought it was scaling up all these days. It's actually slightly going down in the trend. Well, that one went back up a little bit. So, yeah, hopefully they keep adding more work in, keep getting more work, and just keep adding more machines in. for going forward, I'll probably make a video on the going forward stuff. I got that kind of already in the works already. I want to do a new egg video. I'll probably do an effect on the memory, which if you watch this, you already kind of probably know and understand the effect on memory, but I'll make a smaller video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back. Try to do more. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more coherent, a little less just rambly in the next one. A little more precise and consistent how I cover everything. So, yeah, if you like this, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back. We'll do more. We'll get some more related content and all that up. I'll probably do another one of these in another 2-3 days. I don't think there's a point in doing one every single day, because if we, the last 7 days, my last 4 days were pretty consistent, basically going to show the same thing. So, like every couple of days, if I am showing the same thing every couple of days, you still know every couple of days it's going about the same. I think the more people you can watch and kind of compare this against, kind of how yours should be going. Now, there are going to be different situations for different people. Like, I know I definitely had the period where everything fell off a little bit because there were electrical issues for the city. So, if you see something like that, obviously it's going to be more of like a special kind of thing where my stuff falls off. Not necessarily in relation to everyone else, but it still kind of looked like from what I saw, everyone else there still kind of fell off then too. So, but yeah, it's going. So yeah, if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back. We'll do more videos later. Peace.